Hey, how you guys doing? Good morning. Yeah, we're here today. We're going to be talking about Mayor Bass' executive directive. And I was like, what is an executive directive? I've been thinking about it, so I said, let me do a video on it, a YouTube video on it, and let's explore this together. Executive directive. I haven't had time to look into it, but let's check it out. It's saying here, an executive directive is a formal order issued by a city mayor to manage the operations of the city government. It's a way for the mayor to direct city departments to take specific actions, often to address pressing issues or implement new policies. And as I was reading that, I looked
Sometimes on
into
the
it.
news, we hear about policies made through executive orders. But what are executive orders and how do they work? An executive order is a directive handed down from a president or state governor without involvement from the legislative or judicial branches. Executive orders can only be given to federal or state agencies like the Department of Homeland Security or the State Department. Even though executive orders are not mentioned in the Constitution, they've been used by every president since George Washington, and more often during times of war or during national disasters when government policy needs to work more quickly than the traditional legislative process. Sometimes the Supreme Court has stepped in to rein back presidential powers, like when Harry Truman tried to use executive orders to have the government seize America's steel plants in the 50s. Presidents have used executive orders to make
Yeah,
policy that circumvents congressional control. In recent years, George W. Bush used executive orders to approve more aggressive surveillance after 9/11.
this is an executive order. She said executive directives. So trying to find out what this means, and then I was looking. I was like, where's the executive directive for ICE? And I didn't see anything. I'm looking right here. I'm looking at Mayor Karen Bass, City of Los Angeles, executive directive. This one is talking about basically to aid in swiftly sheltering people who are unhoused. Affordable housing. Okay, this is for the Angelinos or the migrants. Okay, so this is shelter and inside safe initiative. What's this? Okay. Implement a strategy that effectively expands the inside safe model across the city of Los Angeles. Okay, so Los Angeles people will experience. This is for homeless again. This is for the Angelinos, not United States citizens. City administration identify barriers. I don't see it. I don't see no. This is her right here. Got a commercial. I should have put up all commercial.
History that unfortunately shares a stark parallel to what we're seeing today. In 1931, our plaza here was the site of the forced repatriation of U.S. citizens of Mexican heritage, where raids occurred on unsuspecting visitors to Olvera Street. It's a sad history, but a powerful reminder of what we're facing today. The fear and trauma of so many back then has once again been awakened across our city. But there's also another history, one rooted in hope, unity, and solidarity. Here was where in the 1980s, Father Luis Olivares of the iconic Placita Church, just across the street, initiated the sanctuary movement, declaring the Placita as a sanctuary and safe space for all immigrants and refugees. And myself, as a child of immigrants, I recall those days as an LA kid. I will never forget the news coverage of our own Mayor Tom Bradley standing side by side in solidarity with the sanctuary movement. And so today, I want to thank our Mayor Karen Bass for being here at El Pueblo, continuing that tradition of leadership and resilience. Here at the very heart of Los Angeles, we're here to support you in all efforts to protect our immigrant communities. Thank you, Mayor Bass.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for recalling that tradition. You were a young child, I wasn't, but I remember Father Olivares very well and remember that movement, and that movement continues today and is represented by the people who are standing here with me. So the organizations that are represented, and some you will hear speak today, CHIRLA, the Salvadorian American Leadership and Educational Fund, the Asian Pacific Islander Equity Alliance, Community Coalition, Inclusive Action, and SEIU USWW, continuing the tradition of solidarity in our city.
Did you hear any American there? This was all Asian, South America, Afghanistan, Pakistan. It was not for Americans.
I am here today to sign an executive directive, and I just want to point out
see that
the
executive
irony for a
directive?
minute, that there is a need for me to have an executive directive to help our city understand how to protect itself from our federal government.
What?
Just let that sink in.
Did you hear that? We're talking about internationals. Look at his face. Look at his face. He's like, well, I wasn't talking about that. She's like, he's like, you know what I mean? Hold up, sister, how you did? That was it on the memo.
What we have seen here over the
Look at how
last
he's
now
breathing
going
hard.
on 6 weeks of raids that pop up and we never know exactly when and where they're going to happen. We've seen them in the general region. I'm sure many people saw Camarillo yesterday and what broke out there.
Yeah, they found underage kids working. That's what they found.
Arthur Park earlier this week, which I think now, after all assessments, it is viewed as just a display of force, just to put the city in its place, to say we are the federal government, we can roll out troops whenever we choose.
Wow.
So the executive directive that I will be signing in a few minutes is to help the city family, to help the city workforce, to help the city departments and all of the general managers essentially develop preparedness plan.
Look at, they threw the brother at the back. This tells you what's going on in LA. Hispanics only. And then you got the one black brother in the back. And then this explains everything that's good. This picture explains everything that's going on. You got a black/Hispanic woman whose fiduciary duty is to help South American immigrants. You see them right here. You see? And she's in the front, but denying her people at the back. Look at him. He looks lost. He looks like he doesn't belong there, which he doesn't. And look at the Hispanic females, and the Hispanic is 3-1, just like here in LA. The black people are outnumbered. You see, and right here you got all the females, Hispanic females. They only care about their community, their own people. They don't give a damn about nobody. And then you got our people / mixed, giving everything to Hispanics and nothing to black. And look at the black dude, he's back there.
That have specific protocols and that help city workers know how to address immigration officials should they approach a city department. How we abide by the law, but we understand what...
This is funny. Why does he look lost? The black dude looks lost. Look how he look lost. Do you see this picture right here? He looks like, look at his face.
Our rights are, as city employees, how we can provide protection for immigrants who might be attending a city event.
He don't look Belize. He don't look Spanish. He look FBA.
Are at a city property, but we stay within the law. That we make sure that people that work with city contractors ensure that they are safe on city property. So
You know she's racist. She's racist too. She'll call her, you ask her a question, she'll call her brother or boyfriend on you.
might have heard that a few days ago there were city contractors who were working, and ICE rolled up on them and asked for ID and was inappropriate. And so even people that contract with the city, we want them to understand what their rights are. We want each department to have an immigration affairs liaison, and we want each department that...
Black people, pay attention. Whenever they put a black woman in charge, what's her objective? Get rid of the black population.
If they encounter any federal officials, that they contact the city, especially the mayor's office, right away.
I'm tired of that. Here she is again.
Give me all your love. Pull up.
Hear you, mic. 1, 2, 3. Okay, you got it. Okay, so if she's not up yet, just toss back to the desk and then say we'll come back.
We never know exactly when and where they're going to happen.
Lord, god damn. She just keeps on. Man, she's gonna go to
I'm
court.
also signing an executive order to instruct the Departments of Defense and Homeland Security to begin preparing the 30,000 person migrant facility at Guantanamo Bay. Most people don't even know about it. We have 30,000 beds in Guantanamo to detain the worst criminal illegal aliens threatening the American people. Some of them are so bad we don't even trust the countries to hold them.
MS-13, the Mexican cartels, they're all down here.
Because we don't want them coming back, so we're going to send them out to Guantanamo. This will double our capacity immediately.
18th Street.
And tough. That's a tough place to get out of. I'm also signing an executive.
Show me the warrant. Show me the f***ing warrant. I'm a f***ing citizen. F*** you.
Man, show the warrant.
Just asking you if you can please come out. I'll come out if you guys step f***ing back, dude. I have my passport and my license. I'm a f***ing citizen, man.
I'm a citizen, man.
Here. Can you put your arms right here? I just want to check you for weapons, okay?
For what, dude?
I just want to make sure.
Dude, look at that. That's all I have. I don't have anything else.
He's wanted. He's wanted.
Dude, for what, man? For what? I don't have anything, dude. I have my f***ing wallet, and that's it, dude. I don't have any weapons, dude. I'm not.
Turn around.
You motherfucker.
Why you gotta be so hostile?
Real quick.
Dude, for what? I don't have anything, dude. Don't f***ing touch me. Okay, I can't.
What the hell?
Show me the warrant.
What the?
Show me the f***ing warrant.
I'm also.
Yeah. Oh my God! What in the world? I'm gonna show you the.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Executive Directive. So I was like, what is the Executive Directive? I cannot.
LA Mayor Karen Bass says she's making a fundamental change to the way LA deals with its homeless population. She signed an executive directive today in Arlington Heights. It will focus on people who are living in tents and bring them inside for good. The crews will figure out how many people are in encampments and engage with those suffering the most.
Damn, I'm pushing pause. It won't pause. So, it's the Executive Directive. How does that stop ICE? How does the homeless crisis stop ICE from getting wanted criminals, illegal immigrants. How does this stop it? Because this is about. And then I heard that it said we're gonna have a pause. They said a pause or something like that.
Permanent housing, something she admits.
But I know
will
in
not be
other
happening
states,
quickly.
I know in other states there's still ICE raids going on, but here in LA it stopped for a minute. I think it's just taking a break.
Best of circumstances, that's still going to take months, which is why we're doing this program to get people off the streets to stop the suffering today. And what our plan is.
She's talking about getting illegal immigrants off the streets and putting them in housings so that when ICE comes through, people are not waiting at Home Depot or on the corner of the street. You know, so they're inside. So now ICE has to go inside the buildings, and now they're going to tell the immigrants, so don't open your doors. You have your due process, your rights. And now they're issuing green cards. Like, that's why Trump fired those judges, those immigration judges, because they were just issuing the green cards out like it was like cake. Like, people didn't even apply for it. They're just issuing them out. I'm telling you, man, California's so corrupt. And then they're just issuing out parking tickets to everybody. Everybody that's driving is receiving a parking ticket. You receive like 3 parking tickets a month, and you're like asking, where's this? Show me pictures and everything. LA just runs on criminality.
Is for people to be in the temporary housing for a while, at the same time getting building done.
Well, the directive calls for a report to Mayor Bass by the end of March. Some of the money for the program could come from Measure ULA, which passed last month.
Who are these people? This is central casting. They just bring people in, and they look their pride. Look at homelessness. This is a business.
As a tax that will go toward combating homelessness.
It's a business, man. It's a business.
Point out the irony for a minute, that there is a need for me to have an executive directive to help our city understand how to protect itself from our federal government.
What?
Just let that sink in.
How could she
for a
say
minute.
something like that?
What we have seen here over the last now going on 6 weeks of raids that pop up, and we never know exactly when and where they're going to happen. We've seen them in the general region. I'm sure many people saw Camarillo yesterday and what broke out there. We saw MacArthur Park earlier this week, which I think now, after all assessments, it is viewed as just a display of force, just to put the city in its place, to say we are the federal government, we can roll out troops whenever we choose.
Yeah,
So
they
the
can.
executive
So,
directive
but
that I will be
it's
signing in a few minutes is to help the city family, to help the city workforce, to help the city departments and all of the general managers essentially develop preparedness plans that.
I'm trying to understand. So I already said it. She's going to provide homes for illegal immigrants. So basically, you see that right there. That's what she's about. That's who she cares about.
Well, we've seen the debate and campaign. There's a pride you probably haven't seen. Over the next 2 days, we're sitting down with the candidates for LA mayor and their families. Tomorrow, Rick Caruso and his kids, but tonight, it's Karen Bass's turn. We're with Karen Bass and her modern family.
You see that? You see the complexion right here? This is white, and she's light-skinned brown.
Tonight, it's Karen Bass's turn. We're with Karen Bass and her modern family for a delicious...
What? This is her modern family? Right here? So, you black people, you already know. Black liberal mothers, single mothers.
Brunch, and some fresh cut fruit prepared by her son-in-law. We're eating.
So, you see her direct connection.
Inside the Community Coalition. a South LA-based nonprofit Bass helped to form 32 years ago, while a young mom. Who is Karen Bass, the mom?
A very involved mom.
In the 80s, Bass gave birth to Amelia, with then-husband Jesus Lechuga.
We were married for a while, and when we divorced, we believed strongly in keeping the children together. So he had 3 children who have been a part of my life since the day they were born.
Those children include Yvette and Cynthia, who gave us their first TV interview of the campaign.
She's my mentor.
Karen, wait. Karen Bass can't have kids. Democratic Party. Remember Obama's wife?
She's my confidant. I'm getting a little emotional.
She's been there when it's been the hardest. You know, when
we're only getting pictures of her as a mother.
want to break down, she's there. So, oh my God, I don't know why I'm crying.
For the way.
Thankfully, Yvette beat that cancer. But years later, the family was devastated by tragedy when Amelia, then 23, and her husband Michael were both killed in a car crash on the 405.
It's like a personal earthquake, and people will tell you in time it gets better, and it's just not true.
Man, watching and listening to the Democratic Party is like, it's like a mystery. You gotta try to solve everything. You gotta look into everything. You gotta background search everybody. Okay, wait a minute. Why is your childhood missing? How come I can't find anything about you when you were young? You know, where, when, how, where? How did you get into California? We gotta look up Karen Bass history. We need some investigation.
Traumatic loss like that never goes away.
I mean, we're still processing it to this day, so that's a tough question.
Wait a minute. Oh. Things don't. Okay, let me look at this. Okay. So this kid is not hers. But damn. Okay, that's them right there. Non-profit Bass helped to form 32 years ago, while a young mom who is they don't tell you what the non-profit is. 32 years, prepared by her son-in-law, were eaten inside the Community Coalition South LA base. Her modern family. What is that modern family? Man, you see, this is why I can't be Democrats. What is Modern Family? A Netflix? It's a sitcom, Modern Family. What? So she's related. Man. A modern family is a social unit, typically consists of people living together and sharing responsibilities and resources, where the structure is not limited to the traditional nuclear. Oh, didn't I tell you? Proceed.
Profit Bass helped to form 32 years ago, while a young mom.
Who is Karen Bass, the mom?
A very involved mom.
In the 80s, Bass gave birth to Amelia, with then husband Jesus Lechuga.
We were
I
married
told you, you gotta research it because it's, man.
for a while, and when we divorced, we believed strongly
Jesus.
in keeping the children.
Wait, Jesus. Wait, hold up. Did he come here legally? Lech. Jesus Lechuga versus the state of Texas appeal. Jesus Lech, okay. I don't see him anymore. So this is her modern family. Modern family means that they're going to be getting all the immigrants and then they're going to put them in an area and they both share the same house and everything. Basically, what they have been doing. You know, you go down, you're living in a neighborhood and all of a sudden you see 20 cars parked in front of one house and you think there's a party going on there, but there's people living there. Where did they get the vehicles from? They don't have a driver's license. They don't have insurance. They're not citizens. So it seems like you got to look up the court records to find Jesus Lechuga ethnicity. Okay, let's see what's going on. Somebody did a YouTube video on it.
Wix, one platform, any website, unlimited creation.
Jesus Lechuga is popularly known as the ex-husband of American politician, social worker, and former physician assistant Karen Bass. Unfortunately, Jesus Lechuga's age and date of birth are not known. Information regarding his early life, parents, siblings, and education is also not available at the moment. Jesus Lechuga is American by nationality. Jesus Lechuga was married to Karen Bass from 1980 to 1986 and had a daughter together named Amelia Wright.
Together.
Sadly, Amelia and her husband Michael Wright were killed in a car crash in 2006. His ex-wife was born
No. It's not that easy. We know that's a lie. That's a lie. Everybody disappears from her life. She's the only one. The husband, she's part of the LGBTQ. She said modern family. What did she say here? She said modern family. Two married parents and their children. Not a nuclear family. Husband and wife. She said modern family. People living together and sharing responsibilities and resource. And then we're going over here and then they're using it. They're using this homelessness. They're using this homelessness they're using it as a way to provide support to people for housing shelter, because a lot of people don't want to be getting raided and a lot of people here don't have their documents together. So providing shelter for these LGBTQ, these illegal immigrants and modern family, that's taking people, putting them together and putting them in a building and one kitchen, they both all share it, they all stay in their rooms. Basically, that's what she showed right here. Modern family. Where was this? Yes. Yeah, this is basically her modern family right here.
She takes care of us.
She'd become California's first female assembly speaker, then be elected to Congress, where she was almost selected as Joe Biden's vice president.
Democrat.
Her life was pretty comfortable in Washington when a vet first pitched an idea to her before anybody else did. So a vet came to you, right?
Yes.
And said, you should run for mayor.
Yes.
And what did you say to her?
I said, are you crazy?
We went through all of our talking.
So FBAs, I hope you get the point. You're not.
You all just had an opportunity to talk to this.
You're not. You're not part of this situation.
The church, we're grateful that she allowed us the opportunity to be here and highlight a little bit of what occurred here, as you may know, in the parking lot a few weeks back when 6 folks came masked without any identification, unmarked cars, and came into the parking lot demanding she get out of the way, demanding she not film, demanding as if they were running the place, demanding she simply walk away. She knew her rights. She exercised her rights. I think it's important to highlight that.
This was one day ago. I think it's 2 days ago.
An imperative thing to do is to exercise them, and she did that. She videotaped what occurred, and it's an example of what's occurring all over here in Southern California. What's occurred
Hey,
at a
chat,
level
call
we've
in.
not seen in modern times. I just had an opportunity to visit with business leaders, small business.
Imagine being able to build
What's he talking about?
When I say mom and pop, I mean mom, dad, kids, grandkids, generational businesses. In Bell, I met one business owner. They've been 20 years in business. They said, we miss COVID. They said it was much easier. They have lost 80% of their business. And they said they've lost something more precious, which really put it in perspective.
How did they
said
get the
lost a
loan?
sense of community.
How did they get the
They said they
loan?
missed
Were
their
they
customers.
legal?
I got it easy. White guy, all the privilege,
You're
building
Persian.
trust, sense of community. And I'll tell you, the most damaging
They're not.
thing about
They're
what's
not
going
white.
on right
They're
now
Persians. These
is
are
other
Persians.
law enforcement agencies, these good folks, are being impacted because people are losing trust in local law enforcement. They don't know who is who. This is,
Oh,
if you wrote this script, somehow it was just
70% of people voted Republican. California is a Republican state controlled by Democrats, by C's. California has always been a Republican. It still is today. But the Democrat Party, you know, they control the ballot box. They control everything. They don't want to let power. This is a monarchy. When I'm done being a governor, another family member becomes a governor. Oh, you don't share? Okay, we don't have family member. Let's pick somebody who shares, but in the background, I'm still in charge. You make sure the policies are the same. The changes they wanted, nope, businesses come first. Profit comes first.
You say that doesn't seem past any sense. People running around with masks and sunglasses on, and they can run around. I mean, I was in a farmer's market, true story, 2 weeks ago,
And
all of a sudden I started feeling I had my hat and sunglasses on, walked a few blocks so no one can see.
this is a
But they saw a
lie.
few cars
He
that
has,
we drove up in, a white and black car.
he has
And you
Secret
started to
Service.
feel, as I'm walking around, no one said a word. I was casually buying week's food for the kids. And you felt something.
Lies.
And all of a sudden, the manager of the farmer's market came up asking our folks who they were. He incited that.
I don't got time for that.
No due process, no rights. The courts take.
He knows damn well that all he's saying is wrong. So I don't see no applications for 100% affordable housing projects or for shelters as defined in Section 1203 of the Los Angeles Municipal Code. For shelters as defined shall be and hereby are deemed exempt from discretionary review process otherwise required by either the zoning provision of Chapter 1 of the LAMC or other project review, including site plan review as described in LAMC Section 16.05. All city departments are directed to process all plans for such 100% affordable housing projects or shelter using the streamlined main shore review. So I really don't understand what this is. We all know what I'm gathering. I hereby direct that all protocols set by Los Angeles County's coordinated entry system, I'm reading number 6, as they apply within the city of Los Angeles by expanding, change, or suspending as allowed by federal law. What? I hereby direct the Los Angeles Housing Department to coordinate with the Los Angeles City Control to track and process all affordable housing projects in this. Okay, so I believe they're going to find homes that are empty, vacant in the area, and they're gonna go to the owners and say, we'll pay you to put people in here. So these apartments, everybody's working together. These apartments, these corporations, they'll be like, okay, come house them here. This is an emergency. They're fighting the feds. They're going up against ICE. They don't want these illegal immigrants or these Angelenos hanging outside, sleeping on the street. They want them all out, except the black people. The black people can stay on the streets. But if they're non-U.S. citizens, legal immigrants, Angelenos, they get housing. That's what basically we're looking at right here. So if you're not an Angeleno, you don't get no housing, and it's nothing new. So this is an executive directive, not an executive order. Focus on permits and approval for temporary shifts. See that? Federal immigration rates, insurance, city resources are not used in immigration enforcement, provide support for immigrant communities. You see that? So they get the business loans. They get the free housing. They get the executive directive for shelter. They get food stamps, 1,000 a month. All their kids are 200 pounds to 300 pounds. Your kids are 60 pounds, 80 pounds. Okay? They get the car. They go to the dealership. Oh, don't worry. You're not legal. Don't worry. You don't have a credit score. Don't worry. Here's a truck. Angelenos. They gotta live the American dream, but by taking your money, and then the next minute you're asking them for a job. You're already asking Armenians and Asians if you could live, if you could have a place to live. You go into the schools, you go into the events, you have to speak Spanish. Well. So, that's all I'm talking about today. It's just basically the executive directive. San Francisco allocates significant resource, shelter, housing, and service for people experiencing homelessness and struggling with substance use disorder. So I just put 2 and 2 together. You guys see what's going on here. I just came in to give you a little info on what's going on here.
Decision.
Can you please just hear me out? No, all work management.
Lawsuit about these immigration raids. She's saying that she will likely implement that restraining order against them to happen, although her decision comes later today.
Well, we will be holding our breath on that decision and hoping that she does follow through and that the city has some relief. And I think it would be relief for everyone for there to be a temporary restraining order that we would hope, of course, would then become permanent. And that would
temporary
mean
restraining order.
In terms of the first part of the question.
Temporary restraining order. Let's look that up because there's a lot of holes. Temporary restraining order. Following Mayor Karen Bass' statement and the City of Los joining a lawsuit against the federal immigration practice, a federal judge issued a temporary restraining order against the Department of Homeland Security in July. Temporary restraining order. What do you mean by temporary restraining order? Oh, okay, so this is the one they passed. Temporary restraining order. Is this even legal? Temporary restraining order. Okay, so it was the temporary restraining order that, but what? U.S. District Judge, ma'am. Okay, you see that you can't even pronounce the name. This is a foreigner. We got foreigners. A Biden appointee buried ICE from conducting detentive stops in Central District of California unless agents have reasonable suspicion that a person is in the county unlawfully. ICE from relying solely on race and speaking. For Pong's, wow, I can't even say the name. Damn. You see what we're dealing with here? What is that? Who is that? You gotta look this person up. Oh my God. Oh. They're always using black people. They're always using black people. Look at that. Job destroyed my community, the black community. So that is the U.S. District Judge. And she passed that, and now Trump enters sues Los Angeles over sanctuary policies that impede ICE operation. Okay. So Fermongo presided over a hearing Thursday where she considered granting the request that will have major implications for immigration enforcement in California, a state that has become a focal point in President Donald Trump's aggressive deportation plans. The judge heard arguments about where the TRO against ICE over allegations the agency is violating constitutional rights during their immigration arrest. Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass on Friday praised the federal court decision to issue a temporary restraining order halting what she describes as so how long is the temporary restraining order? Okay, so it usually lasts until a court hearing, usually 20 to 25 days. This hearing is when the judge will decide whether to issue a long-term restraining order. Wow. Oh, wow. It's granted without an ex party, meaning without the other party present. Wow. To ensure swift protection. Usually 20 to 25 days. So that's why they went and attacked. That's why they went over there and attacked MacArthur Park, because that guy was creating IDs, fake IDs, and then they'll go run to the immigration place and get their green cards or something like that. Or I don't know if the ID comes before the green card or the green card comes before the ID. Who knows? But they said they're just giving out green cards like hotcakes. So the TRO lasts 20 to 25 days. I didn't know you could issue a restraining order against another department. Emergency protective order. Temporary restraining order. A temporary order is obtained through the court and provides temporary protection until a full hearing can be held. A TR is typically valid for a few weeks, during which the court will schedule a hearing to determine if a permanent restraining order is necessary. It is crucial to attend the hearing and present evidence to support the need for continued protection. That's going to take civil harassment restraining order, domestic violence restraining order, workplace violence restraining order. Wow. Emergency protective order. An emergency protective order is issued in an emergency situation where there is an immediate threat of harm or violence. Typically, law enforcement officers or judges can grant an EPO which provides immediate, but I'm confused. Damn, who's playing? Okay, so we're seeing this right here, right before our eyes. What temporary? So that's what they issued, an a temporary restraining order, and it lasts a couple of weeks. And Karen Bass Pass is fishy. Modern Family, we know where that comes from. And then we have Caribbean. Judge Mama Owasi Mansa Frimpong. What the hell? We need Americans running our country. Well, that's it for today, guys. We gotta go back to the drawing board, find out what's going on. So this is what we're looking at right here. Karen Bass, executive, and you see all the females are black. We see right here, black. We see right here, Karen Bass, black. But these people, these Hispanics don't like black people. They kick black people out of their community. They teach in their schools that black people are monkeys. And then we have black people protecting them. Why? Why? You know damn well these Hispanic females would be like, you can't grow no hair. You're ugly. You're a monkey. You go to get a loan, they don't want to give you a loan. They don't want to help you out. They kick you out of your house, out of your restaurants. You go to their country, where the black people, oh, they left. And then you're here supporting. Look at that. She haven't had no sleep yet. Oh well, that's it for now. Thanks for coming by. Have a good day.